They're rounding up the savings during Truck Month at Tyndall Ford Performance, 1901 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at tyndallford.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. Kevin's chowing down his breakfast, and everybody else. Will seemed to disappear or something. Chip's still in there.
Chip seemed to disappear? Hey,
No.
I'm here.
Well,
hey, man.
well,
There he is.
Will's our union delegate.
He just walks in whenever he feels like it.
I can't.
All right. So far, comments from the first two. He told JP shit. He told Tom or JP to shut up.
He told JP.
Oh. Told the wrong one, probably, Will. So, besides your brackets, comments, concerns from the games this weekend, I will start, and I guess we'll talk Dukies and Tar Heels, since this is Duke and Tar Heel affiliates here, as we are. And if you're a Tar Heels fan, the day started off pretty well.
It ended pretty bad.
And then
Ended about as bad as it could
got
have.
stabbed in the heart in the first one, in the middle of the afternoon. And then the afternoon it got pretty decent. And then you got stabbed in the heart at the end of the night. So, questions, comments, concerns. I'm going to make my first one on the Dukies. First time I've watched them play. I've been told it's the best team in the nation, the greatest team I've ever seen. Awesome, great. What are we going to do about this team? And I see an undersized team that ran into some problems with a 7-footer in the lane. And if 7-footer was any good, if it was Zach Edey, it might have been a lot of problems. Sienna's point guard was a little skittish at times when he could have been aggressive. But them boys on the with them wings, I don't know if y'all got to see them live. But Doty, and I don't know the other dude's name. Will, did you get to see it?
Oh yeah.
Them tall, skinny white boy wings was catching that ball and letting it fly. Those might have been the quickest releases. I'm like, are y'all even thinking? Like it was quick. It just. But the Doty was fearless. Loved watching him play, and then of course, the Dukies have to trip him and hurt somebody to win. Is that what the Carolina fans are saying? Is that what they're feeling as the
Carolina
best?
fans ain't saying nothing about the Duke game.
Yeah, at this point.
They got enough worries on
They
their
don't
own.
have them.
Boozer, the big Boozer. The big Boozer. The oldest.
The bulldozer.
Carlo, well, that like that's kind of what I was tweeting about. Carlos said before the game, as one of the interviews I saw online, that he quit playing one-on-one when they got to like 16 because it's a little too quick, and Daddy's retiring undefeated. So Carlos hadn't been beat by him, so good strategy. But like I said, I was told that this was going to be one of the best players, number one pick overall. I didn't see number one pick at all. I did see a player who's 6'8", who's got a good body, he's going to be an NBA player. But running into people and hoping they call a foul, I guess that's the SGAs and that's the LeBrons, and that's how they play, which is not ethical basketball. But the thing about it is that if you got a Duke shirt on and you're going to run into body in college, you run into under these – you're going to get the calls.
Yeah, you got a
might
Duke
not
shirt
get
on,
that in
and
the
the other guys got a Seattle
The
shirt
rookie
on.
might not get that in the NBA.
Yeah.
I say that, but then the grown men he might be playing against is people like Chet Holmgren, who weigh $125 and ain't got no chest. So I don't know. But I don't think he's the number one pick.
Check wouldn't be checking him. Check's a 5.
They switch every play.
Yeah,
Will.
that's true.
If he's going to take it to the lane and bully somebody, that's what I'm just saying. It's like,
He might bulldoze Wemby, but Wemby's so dang tall it ain't gonna matter. He just throws his hand up as he's falling down.
He's not a center.
Yeah.
Duke's got him playing there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's fast at 6'8", fast
like-
enough to play wing.
He's like a mix between LeBron and
So
Al
is he- I
Horford.
guess he's playing 4 in the NBA. Is that what?
Yeah, I would think like
Yeah. He's gonna be.
he doesn't have the outside game to be a 3.
No. So and his shot's okay.
I
It's
mean,
good.
you got to have an outside game to
Play
play
anything.
Pretty
5 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, but I was just curious about that. Like, I didn't see number one pick, but I did see a good player, obviously, but not number one pick. So Sienna almost pulls it off. Then you fellas want to talk about the Tar Heels?
I mean, before we leave that game,
Yeah.
I actually felt
How
like
about, let's do this real quick because that's going to take a while. Tom, How about you, Buckeyes? Season, you don't get a shot at Duke. You do lose to the Horned Frogs at TCU. It was one of the first games of the tournament, I guess, right? 'Cause we got to have
Yeah,
the
it was
picks early on.
and I guess I'm a good little boy, and I was doing my job. And kids left fourth period, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to watch this game because I know Diebler blows every close game. I looked, and they were at lunch, and they were down 15 at halftime. Then they came all the way back. They took the lead, and TCU hit the three, and OSU went down and hit a three. So it was actually, good there at the end, but the interior play had killed them that game.
Mm-hmm.
And you watched the last part of that game. It was like, okay, don't let this ball go to the box. And guess where it went? They just give credit to TCU. That last possession, they had very good ball movement and created that shot. And then, we're inbounds the ball, and then we, dribble 3 times. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And barely got the shot off. So, but if you look at OSU's schedule, they've lost a lot of those close games. They've lost a lot of those close games. And it's just – I was telling somebody they'd have been better off just foul somebody, make them shoot 2 free throws, and at least then if they make them, you've got some time to go back down there. Because in that situation, man, it's like you can't let them get the ball inside, and that's exactly where it went. So I don't think they've been to the tournament in 7 or 8 years, man. It's been a long time since Ohio State went to the NCAA. But I was looking forward for them to get to play Duke, but not going to happen now, Chip. Not going to happen now.
I kind of
disappointed,
and I don't, in the whole atmosphere of the Ohio State Michigan thing, I definitely fall on the Ohio State side. I'm not glad they lost, but I think about Chris Holtman, who used to coach them. And Holtman used to be at Gardner Webb, and I like Chris. Chris is a really good guy. The one thing that I think this kind of redeems a little bit is people kind of threw him in after he replaced Thad that they couldn't win the big game in the tournament under Chris.
Close game.
Yeah, that it was his MO and it was his fault, and this kind of confirms this might be a little bigger than just the next Chris. So I don't know.
Close games, man.
Yeah, they've got to kind of reevaluate how they're.
You do expend a lot of energy. Like if you get down 15 or 20 and you do manage to come back. You spend a lot of work. Energy.
That's a lot of work.
A lot of mental energy, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I saw they came back, I was like, great, and I put on the last 2 minutes. I tried not to be like millions and millions of Americans and not do their job for 2 days. So I watched that game long enough to be miserable for the rest of the day. It just is what it is. I mean, I saw, Iowa did something similar. They had it looked like Clemson was gonna come back on them, and then Iowa managed to hold them off as well. So I mean, these games, I think some teams get up big, they relax. The other team comes back, they spend a lot of energy, and then somehow they hold off and win it at the end. And that's kind of what happened. But that last sequence, I will give TCU credit. That last sequence. The ball movement to create that shot down low. They were very patient on offense.
Yeah.
They didn't get in a rush. They didn't make us. I was like, oh, okay, throw a stupid pass, throw the ball away. I mean, they didn't. They ran it. They executed very well in their half court offense there that last possession. So I'm gonna give their kids credit. And there was a scene at the end where the Ohio State player heaved up to 3 and missed it. And then the other guy starts to celebrate, and the Ohio State player's got his hand. And he came up and tapped him on the hand, tapped him on the shoulder, shook his hand, said, "Hey man, I've been there." That was a good moment, to see that there's a little sportsmanship left in college basketball. So I leave disappointed, and my bracket is not very good either. So, I wasn't even on the.
I know the feeling.
I wasn't even on the KTC leaderboard.
Watch and listen to the Shock Jock Sports Talk Show. Live Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. on WCSL 92.9 FM, 1590 a.m. and the KTC Broadcasting YouTube and Facebook pages.